What up, everybody? We back with On the Radar, man. And I love bringing, sometimes I be scrolling through the gram. Sometimes I have, recommendations of people, who bring me other people. And I think I got you from both. I got my boy Zero Mckenzi here,
What's
man.
good, y'all? How y'all feeling?
I got to give a quick shout out to Lexi, because Lexi was the one who first kind of put me on to you during our interview. We talked about the making of the song that you guys have together on her new project, and how it was actually crazy because I was telling her like when that project came out, me and my girl had that project on repeat.
Oh,
You know what I'm
word.
saying?
That's
And I'm
crazy.
not like an R&B type of person like that. So for me to have like that song and that project out on like consistent rotation, it was very dope. And I really I liked the vibe. Like when Lexi dropped the song, I was like, oh, this is dope. And I was like, who's this dude on the record? So we got to chop it up a little bit, and then I followed you, and then look, here we are.
Here we are.
Five months later, we're here, man. So I want to thank you for coming.
Of course, man. I got you.
And I love the new and like the little. See, at first I thought it was a project. It's a 2-song pack, which is dope because I feel like packs are like the in thing to do now, and in a single era, it's kind of nice to have like a little bit more than just a single. And the pack is $13.85, right?
Facts.
The $13.85 pack. So tell me a little bit about that, since it's fresh in the people's minds right now.
You know what it is about that? I was literally just last year I took a ill hiatus from just music, and I was just in my crib just making shit that I wanted to make, because I would sit down and just be focusing too much on what's going on in the music world right now from everybody else. And I was just like, man, I'm about to just do my own thing and just see what my brain comes up with on my own. So I called it 1385 because it's just this is just crib shit. And the reason why I picked those 2 songs was because it's the biggest things that I learned from myself last year was music wise is that I either like to really talk a lot of shit, or B, I like to talk about some real important shit that people don't really be speaking on. Right. So I just picked the best of both worlds and my 2 favorite ones from those both sides.
What do you mean about you were noticing shit that's going on in the music industry? What do you?
Man, obviously beyond everybody just sometimes sounding the same and shit. I think it was just more so just nobody's talking about nothing, and we not really. Everything is a moment. You know what I mean? Nobody's making timeless music like that no more. So I was just trying to find a way to master my own timeless sound.
Ooh, I like that. I was talking about I was telling somebody the other day, and this is gonna be sound a weird kind of connection to what you just said. I was like, yo, I'm really getting tired of hearing 50 Cent. When I'm out, no, for real. I'm tired of hearing it. Not saying that his old club records don't bump, but I'm like, isn't it crazy how we just went through a whole decade. And I'm sure there are more songs than just this, so don't flame me for this. But the only records we really be playing from the last decade is Dreams and Nightmare, and that even came out I think in 2009 maybe. I'm like, there's no records that really be standing the test. You know what I'm saying? You might have a few Drake records here, Rihanna, Beyonce, etc. But if you look at a club set list, how many of those songs are really from the early 2000s versus the 2010s versus you might have play what's hot right now, but is anybody going to be playing Welcome to the Party or anything like that 2 years from now? That's because everybody thinks things are old immediately. When Meek Mill's album came out, I remember somebody's a few weeks later they're like, oh, Championships is old. I'm like, old? Fuck you talking about?
That's how it is.
It just came out, and that's crazy because that album's amazing, and there's so many amazing projects out, but that all gets lost in the void of streaming now.
Of streaming, that's literally how it is, and that's why with timeless music, there's certain people that they embody that. Kendrick ain't releasing 2-3 years now. He'll still perform a show tomorrow, and people will love those songs all the same. That shit is just a masterpiece. So.
Facts. Cole too.
And Cole, of course.
Cole
so I'm
too.
just I'm trying to just learn.
I'm not dissing you for not saying Cole. I'm not trying to do one of those Cole versus Kendrick things right here.
The headline tomorrow is going to be Zero Mckenzi says Kendrick over Nah, don't mess around with you, nah.
But it's interesting seeing how people take their time, the people who take their time to drop these projects versus the people who just be consistent with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what I've been trying to figure out. Am I going to be one of those artists that just flood your ear, or am I going to sit down and actually make sure that when you do hear me, it's some
it's some real
Ocean,
shit, yeah.
Real shit. You know
oh, some Frank Ocean shit.
Because Frank Ocean don't come out till he got something to say. You know what I mean?
Frank Ocean come out whenever the fuck he wants to come out. Yeah, Frank Ocean don't even come out. Frank Ocean can have some shit to say, and he'll be like, nah, you know what? I'm gonna wait till next year. You know what I'm saying? He don't care about us.
Yeah, hey. He gonna do what he gotta do.
I mean, he's definitely got an album this year, but that's beside the point. But yeah, I really like the pack, man. And when you were talking about how you talking about shit that you want to say and like shit that comes from you, and then just talking your shit in general. I feel like that's the perfect way to describe these two songs because they're both two completely different vibes. Like when I went from one to the other, I was like, oh shit,
the transition was
it
crazy.
kind of like smacked you in the face. Like you wasn't really ready for that, and it's like, and that's what I thought was dope about it. So I congratulate you on that. You successfully got me to be like, oh shit, what the fuck?
I appreciate that.
So tell me, so since you're from Brooklyn, right? I want to talk to you about like drill music.
Okay.
What's your opinion on it?
Man, that shit goes crazy. It's actually fire. It's like it goes crazy. I can't do it. I can do it.
I think you could do it.
I could do it.
You definitely could do it.
I choose not to do it because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna leave that to that lane. But it goes crazy. You know what I'm saying? If you working out or if you try to move fast, getting somewhere or some shit, you play that shit and you like turn up and shit. But it's no buts. It's cool.
You like it?
It's cool. It's cool. But like you talk about like Pop Smoke and all that shit now, right?
I'm not asking you to talk about them. I'm just talking about like drill music in general.
Yeah, I mean it's cool.
Especially because that's like the wave right now in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that you want to hop on and capitalize on, or
nah, we're not gonna do that one. But it is fire to listen to. I feel like they took like they kind of like turned it into a New York version of like the grime shit that be coming.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
So it's like that's fire to see that.
I was actually having the same type of conversation the other day with I don't know if you know Sways. He's out of Brooklyn too. We were talking about like how it's interesting that this wave of music is here now, and he's like but the most important thing that people need to do is like pay respect to where it came from, like pay respect to the UK, because people like Gigs and all of them, they've been doing this shit for years. And now it's like oh well, now it's hot, but it's hot because of people in New York, and that's why it's like big in America now. I don't know, I feel like I could hear you over a drill beat.
It's gonna have to be one of those it's gonna have to be a feature. I'm gonna have to be a feature on someone else's song in order to get me on one of those, and it gotta be like an artist that like can get that type of energy out of me. You know what I mean?
Who out of all those drill guys, who do you think you could fuck with?
Shit, man. I don't even know. All of them, man. I'm always up for the challenge. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like the song gotta be good to me, and then I'm with everything.
The song gotta be right.
It gotta be right. I'm with everything. Like,
now explain to me your style, because I love this fit you got on. Like I feel like you channeled like we're post Grammys now, so I'm getting like a little like some you know how Lil Nas had the Matrix fit on. I feel like you got that on, but just the better version and the more fashionable version. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we just gotta. Shit. You gotta. When you look good, you feel good. Is just the way how I put it. You know what I mean? When I'm trying to be cozy, I just be cozy. But when I'm trying to be like presentable cozy, then that's what comes up.
This is presentable cozy.
This is presentable.
This is to me. This is like high fashion. This is like you got to fit on. Does fashion go hand in hand with your music, or?
Ooh. I don't talk about fashion in my music, but I feel like it does go with my image. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, when people see you, I'm also one of those people like I like simplicity in my fashion. Like,
okay,
it's like, I could walk outside in white t-shirts every fucking day in the summertime and just have like 2-3 nice pieces on with that white tee, and I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm not like designer. So,
that designer shit gets old.
Yeah, real quick. And on top of that, it's just like, oh shit, now somebody knows what you got on. I'm about to go get that shit too, and we're gonna call it a day. So I like to go find shit from like old back in the day shit. Like my pants is from like 2006. My sneakers is from 2006.
Oh, I love thrift shopping. Thrift shopping is
like,
great. I have this affinity for Starter.
Oh,
for
word.
The Starter brand.
That's crazy.
And I got like a bunch of I should have worn one today, but I got mad Starter jackets back at the crib,
That's
and then
fire.
like somebody from Starter noticed, and they're like, "Oh, we see you like Starter," and they sent me like a Brooklyn Nets Starter jacket. Yeah,
See? That's
because they heard my mom was from Brooklyn, and they're like, "Oh, here you go."
That's fire.
Yeah,
that's literally how it goes.
Yeah, I love thrift shopping. Like it's hard though nowadays because sometimes like now thrifting is like the cool thing to do. So like they be marking up the prices on like, some of the clothes, and you be walking into some of these stores like what's one store? Metropolis downtown here. I remember I'd be walking in there. I'm like, but this jacket got like a black smudge on it. They're like $120.
Right, because they just going. Supply and demand.
Supply and demand.
Supply and demand.
So you mostly just do thrift shopping, and that's how.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you'll find somebody that got a nice piece and be like, yo, let me get that. And sometimes they bless you. Sometimes you got to do a little switch off, whatever case may be. But as long as your closet looks the right way,
Cohesive.
then it's all good. Like, and that's me. I just if I do go thrifting and stuff now, I'll probably go to like Tokyo 7 or something because I don't really like the big thrifts and shit like that no more. It's like too much stuff to pick through. So I try to just go to the joints that's a little more like organized.
Got you. And you also, I like after every good answer he gives, he's like,
"That's my shit."
I like that. That was my shit back in college. Every time someone would say something, be like. So I know you also brought up, you brought this up before we started. You wanted to talk about like this new wave in New York, and between like you, Deli, Lexi, Stash, Gangtivity, Fligo, Mitch, Bam. Fergie, yeah. I'm about to have Fergie up right after you. Fergie coming up too, man. So tell me about this, because like obviously I've spoken to all these people. You know what I'm saying? I've talked to all of I guess you could call it the new New York. Let's call it that.
That's the new New York, man. It's the New York wave that they don't even know is the wave yet. We about to take that shit over.
I see that. I see it happening too, because I see you everywhere. I see Fergie everywhere. Obviously, I see Lexi everywhere now because Lexi got the project, and the project
and
is
it's
just
crazy because she's just like the one singer out of every other rapper, but she's still holding it down all the same. Like, she doing her thing.
Because you know what, when I see y'all post, I see and I think that's why I feel such a strong, I guess I can say I'm a fan too, because you know what I'm saying, because that's why I fuck with all y'all so much, is because like I see like the grind and the circle, and kind of like how all of y'all are moving, and all y'all are like doing the right things, and like even if somebody's like, all right, I'm gonna do this real quick, y'all always kind of come back, and it always kind of works, which I think is so crazy how like there hasn't been I know Stash, Gangtivity, they did a show together once, and I'm like, oh man, I think we really need to do like a show for everybody, you know what I'm saying, with everybody on it. I feel like that shit would be fire.
Yeah, it's all just about timing though.
Yeah,
everybody's trying to figure out scheduling and all that, but man, the new New York, that's just the new wave, man. And they don't know. They don't even know yet. Because it's gonna be crazy how it just happened. It's gonna be like fucking Atlanta back in 2017, 2018 in Chicago.
By the time we all in our late 20s, this is gonna smack you in the face really heavy.
What the fuck did this come from? But it's like, yo, we been here. You just wasn't paying attention.
It's interesting because like now you got like bringing it back to drill a little bit. You got like this little drill group of people, right? And like you got like the Brooklyn people, like Chef G, Sleepy Hollow. I had them up a little while ago. Shout out to them. It's interesting because like I didn't know about them beforehand. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know about Pop. Obviously I can't know about everybody. Like I know about you. I knew about this person because of like people I know. So I wonder if they were also kind of like in that space, and my eyes just didn't catch that circle, but like my eyes caught this circle right here. So it's interesting to think about like how the the popping off and getting these big records goes.
It's because there's levels to it, you know what I'm saying? And right now with the new New York, we're just trying to figure it out. Like there's like, you can go the mainstream route, you can go the influencer route, you can go the underground rapper or artist route, you know what I'm saying? So we're all just trying to figure out what the niches are, and all of us completely. And I feel like that's the one thing that separates us but allows us all to come together, because no one is the same as anyone else. As far as all of like the artists of what you just named, no one is the same. We're all doing different shit, but it's because of the fact that we're doing different shit that we could all like blend together
and coexist. I like that. That's a good explanation for it. I didn't even think about it like that.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go. So what we got coming next for you? We got a full project in May. I'm gonna have you come back up here, because I feel like I'm gonna listen to it, and I'm gonna be like, shit, I should have maybe I should have waited to have him up till May, but I had to have you up now because I'm like, yo, I got everybody else here, and I'm like, it's only fair that I bring you and Fergie up too, because I've been peeping y'all for a minute. So tell me about this project. What we got coming up on it?
Man, this project is about to be what I would, God's willing, believe to be the game changer to what you know as Zero Mckenzi. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've been rapping since 2011, making music seriously since 2017, but I never really like made that leap yet. So it's like, this is that leap to be like, yo, people take me serious, but it's like, I'm at your doorstep now. It's like, this is not a game. We about to be doing this, and we gonna be doing this for a very long time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what that is.
You gonna have any of these like new New York people on it? or do you want it to just be the introduction? Well, I mean, people know you, but like,
Yeah.
the like this, I'm Zero Mckenzi, boom.
Nah, what it is, we'll see. TBD, man. I know for a fact that if anything, I'm gonna have my right hand mans. You know, the Avengers. It's me, Deli, and Lexi. I'm gonna figure out how to make something.
That's funny
like
that y'all
happen.
call yourselves the Avengers.
It's the Avengers, man. We've been doing this since John. I knew Deli since he was like 12. Bro.
That's
so
crazy.
It's like we've been doing this, and then but you should look into this dude too. I don't know if you're gonna know him, but it's this dude named Solo Jackson. That's my homie from he's from Arkansas, but he live in LA. I definitely am gonna have
that
him
was a
on my
that was
joint.
that was a whole trip. You said Arkansas.
I know he lives in LA now.
Arkansas, LA. All right,
Yeah,
got you.
I'm definitely gonna have him on that joint.
We definitely gonna. You got to connect me with him. Then
That's my bud, man. You gonna hear it from one of the releases that I got soon.
Oh, dope.
He's nice, bro.
I love this. I'm so happy. Oh, you know what? I just thought of something I wanted to ask you, and I completely forgot.
What's good?
So I was just scrolling through your gram the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mad random, right? You know how like on the gram it tells you like who follows you.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed Cardi B follows you, like, and like. I don't know if you want. You don't have to talk about this, but like, it's just such a. It was just such like. It took me a second because I was like, whoa, this is crazy. This is big.
Listen, man. A lot of people. Somebody just wrote me the other day, like, "Yo, do you ghostwrite for Cardi B?" I was like, "Bro,
oh damn
what?
it,
nah, I don't.
I know. No. I'm not. Hey, man, I'm not judging you.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
But,
like, yo, get your bag. Don't give that up.
You know,
but it was just something so random that I saw when I was on your feed, and I was like, I don't know if he's gonna want to talk about this. I'm not trying to press you to talk about this, but I thought it was also something very dope at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
You know, man. Certain times it's just should just flow how it flow, and you know, life goes how it goes. Is what I'm gonna respond with that. You know. Yeah, that's literally just like how I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna let that.
That's the clip right there, by the way.
Right
the
there.
little. That's the clip right there.
Clip. I'm telling you. But yeah, man. That's. I'm gonna.
Hey man,
like after camera stuff.
We'll talk in May.
Yeah.
We'll reconvene back in May, and then he'll be like,
and then
right.
I'll be ready.
And then he'll be like, all right, so this is what
this
really
is what
meant.
actually happened exactly.
And I'm gonna put this clip right on top of that interview.
Exactly.
So like when y'all watching this next interview in August, you're gonna see this. But man, I appreciate you being here. I'm looking forward to talking to you again in May, and I can't wait to shut these cameras off so we can actually talk about all the crazy. Yeah. But yo, it's Zero Mckenzi on the radar, man. Appreciate you.
Hey G, I'm happy to be up here.